ourselves and work things out, and then
Get a little squishy.
hello, welcome to another episode of Not Coming Soon, the premier podcast that is pitching ideas at you, talking about the industry, and most of all, touching your hearts. Thank you for coming back and joining us again today. And I'm Jeff Myers.
Oh, and I'm Ryan Myers.
Wow.
I'm excited for this next leg of our journey.
Oh, me as well. Today we're going to be talking about a film that we have potentially titled Greener Grass. But before we get there, I want to talk about a couple things. First, I'm going to talk about Tár. Tár is a well-nominated Oscar picture. And it's an interesting film. It's an interesting film for sure. So first of all, I want to say that it's a pretty pretentious film. I'll say that. It starts. This is my biggest gripe with this movie. It starts with full credits.
What is this? The 50s?
It's not even like that. It's like full credits without anything behind it. It is just the credits. And I was getting excited. I was like, "Oh, is this going to be like? Are they going to close it really abruptly and no credits at the end?"
It's backwards.
I would have been
TM.
I would have been so excited. I would have been so not captivated, but jazzed out of my mind that somebody dared to do something like that. But it was just, I don't even know what it was for. I don't know.
Got your attention.
It did get my attention, and it had me watch all the way through because there was some fits and starts to it. I mean, it was a really interesting movie, and Cate Blanchett has some like crazy moments in it, and very interesting story that I would recommend people watch, but I was let down by that setup, and we'll see. The Oscars are really interesting this year, and I'm going to say interesting again, just to get it out there.
One more time.
Interesting.
Have you seen that commercial? It's bad that I don't know, but maybe that's on the advertising.
That's on there. That's on them.
Yeah, that's on them.
Yeah.
That's on them. Because I remember everything other than what it actually is selling. But it's got Prince Caspian from Prince Caspian.
Okay.
And he's playing a charming British actor.
Okay.
Which he refers to himself that way. It's kind of funny. He comes on and he's like, and we've been watching it during the NFL postseason, which rest in peace, all Niner fans out there. But he goes, "Sorry to interrupt your American sports game for whatever it is he's selling." But anyway.
Okay.
I actually do not remember where I was going with it. Wait, give me a second.
Okay.
There was a reason. What were we talking about?
I was going to say interesting again.
Interesting. That's what it is. He says a word multiple times and says, should I say it again? And I don't remember what the word is. So I probably shouldn't have mentioned this at all. So
that's all right. We'll cut it.
Cut it. Prince Caspian's in a T-Mobile commercial.
Okay.
T-Mobile.
Yeah, maybe T-Mobile.
Anyway.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll look it up later.
Apologies.
So, I mean, you haven't seen Tár, right?
I have not seen Tár.
And not really familiar with its place in society at this moment.
Not fully. No, I feel like I have seen the letters TANR
Okay.
in subsequent in succession
Okay.
somewhere.
Okay.
And maybe if I saw a clip or something from it, maybe it would jog a memory. But no, not intimately familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll tell you what I am watching though.
What are you watching?
So I'm watching this on ad-supported Hulu.
Excellent.
That's my attempt at making you guys feel bad for me, so you pay so I can upgrade. But I'm watching Welcome to Chippendales.
Okay. This
Hulu.
is on my
I'm
list. I want to
Yeah.
hear your impressions.
Oh my gosh, it is a whirlwind. If I at no point would have ever expressed interest in the discovery and founding of Chippendales, probably wouldn't have even watched it if it wasn't Kumail Nanjiani as the main founder.
Mm-hmm.
But he is captivating. He's got more range in this than he usually has. Well, not that he doesn't have range, but like he's pretty dramatic in this.
Okay.
And he does a great job. This story is insane. And don't watch it with your kiddos, if you know what I mean.
About the male strip club?
About the male strip club. Yeah. Don't watch with your kids. No. And as it started, it didn't, because when you think of Chippendales, you think of the cuffs and the
I think of Chris Farley.
Like, bow tie and nothing else, or Chris Farley, but wearing the cuffs and the thing, collar. Yeah, it doesn't start out that way. That's not how you a little spoilery out there for people. It's not really that spoilery, but you know what Chippendale started as?
2 cartoon chipmunks.
It was nice. It's actually like some furniture company. That's why he named it. He liked their furniture.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it started as a backgammon club.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll let you watch and figure out how it gets from that to what we know and love today.
I've heard the word backgammon too many times to have no idea how to play backgammon.
I haven't the slightest idea.
Yeah, one of
and
these
I was
days.
actually kind of I feel like I've heard that word said quite often. Well, okay, maybe not quite often, but I've heard it a lot. And before I said it just now, I'm like, I'm going to say it wrong. I don't know if I've ever actually said it out loud. I just hear it. Backgammon. Backgammon. Anyway, that's how it started. That's how Chippendales started.
Huh.
It actually wasn't called Chippendales at the time, but that idea gave us Chris Farley.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah. It's really
So
interesting.
that's
It's
on.
good. And
is that FX on Hulu, or is that just Hulu?
No, I think it's just Hulu.
Okay, interesting.
I think it's a Hulu original. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, give it a little look see. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Another property that I watched, streaming property.
Oh, I was like, yeah, go ahead.
I watched
Just
You
stared at this
People
house for a long
on
time.
Netflix,
Ah.
a Netflix original comedy rom-com, racially charged rom-com, with
I was wondering if that was the
Jonah Hill and
intent.
Eddie Murphy, as well as Julia Louis-Dreyfus and David Duchovny.
Dave.
Yeah,
Oh man,
he's great in it.
good to see he's.
And I just want Jonah to be happy. He seems
not.
Yeah, it seems like, well, it actually it does seem like he is getting to the point where he could be happy. I think that he's doing a lot of work on himself and accepting himself and just living life in
Finally changed his name.
Huh?
Did you see that?
Oh, really?
Finally changed his name. Yeah.
Changed his name back to...
No, he changed it legally to Jonah Hill.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. There's these all the clickbait articles out there, and like Jonah Hill changes his name. Shut. He changes it to Jonah.
He changes it to what he has on his SAC card.
So don't click on any of those. Now you know he just changes his name.
Just changes his name. Well, I will say that there are some very high points and there are some very low points of this movie. Overall, it was just kind of fun to see famous people that you like interact with each other. But there were some really, really funny parts. There were some really like uncomfortable parts, just physically just hurt you to watch some of these scenes. And like they're totally relatable in like, this is definitely a scene that has played out in somebody's life. But to the point where you're just coming at each other in two entirely different places and two entirely different worldviews. It's hard to have a good conversation and have a good, like, I don't know, no matter how you play it, it's just going to be a really uncomfortable time.
Oh, yeah.
And there was just a lot of that. And there was a lot of, like, just basic movie stuff that felt off. Like, there was... so Jonah Hill is courting Eddie Murphy's daughter. And the first time that Jonah Hill meets Eddie Murphy and Eddie Murphy's wife in this movie, he is asking for permission to marry his Eddie Murphy's daughter. Oh, and it feels out of place. It is like obvious that they've already met, but this is to us the first time that we are seeing them meet. It just felt like it was a much longer movie that they shortened. Like they took out a lot of setup scenes, and it just didn't work overall for me. But it was, I don't know. I'm glad I watched it. Yeah, but it was fine. Yeah,
that's one of my movie pet peeves. When, like you were saying, like they've clearly met before, and there's been more discussion.
Yeah.
That you didn't see, so they overt.
It feels like they filmed and wrote
like,
that they just said that doesn't
Ixnay.
That doesn't stay. I'm like, that probably would have been nice to see, I guess.
Nice. Yeah. But yeah, kind of related to that, when someone has an interaction and there's like there's usually like some sort of truth bomb or whatever it is. Like there's some big information that's dropped, and then they cut to somebody like going into their house. Like obviously they just drove back to their house or something like that. And then so the next scene is them going into their house.
Yeah.
And they are just now talking about the thing that happened before. And it's like, what did you talk about on the car ride over? There's no way you were silent for the car. Like someone says, I'm pregnant, and then they get home like, you're pregnant?
Yeah.
Or they just like continue the conversation where it would have picked up from the first scene, but there's time in between.
Yeah.
Were they just not talking? Just had to vent a little bit.
Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And none of our movies will have that.
None of our movies are going to have that, and none of them are going to have continuity errors, and we're going to film characters interacting with each other such that the motion of the person who is not showing their face will sync up to what they're actually saying, because that seems just insurmountably impossible for any other, like, high quality movie. Like, it's not the point. Your attention is on the person talking, obviously, but or the reaction of the person. Like that's the point. That's what they're trying to show. But the lips are just not saying what's coming out of the mouth. Can't be done apparently. So we're gonna find a way.
Easier.
We're gonna 360 film everything. You're gonna see everything all at once. Everything everywhere all at once.
It might be one of those cases where talking about it is talking the talk is much easier than walking the walk. But we'll see when our movies not come soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we have one more topic to touch on before we get to greener grass, and that is
greener grass. Yes.
The future of the DCU has been announced today, people. that is another
Today.
a classic insight on our editing process.
Class.
We are recording this on
Yeah.
Tuesday, January 31st. And you will be listening at a time TBD.
TBD, not coming soon.
James Gunn,
True to form.
Peter Safran have announced their plans for the future of the DC universe.
Yeah.
Have you had time to digest what they have announced today?
I have digested just a little baby pieces. I know we're getting Robbie P for Batman 2. Or the Batman 2.
Yes. So,
And I know we're getting Superman Legacy at another point. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Is that notes?
notes.
Oh, he's got notes.
I got notes. All right. So,
Hit us.
they will be unifying the DCU with under all properties, TV, movies, animation. Characters are going to go in and out of all of those. I left one out. and video games. Continuity across all of it. They're going to go in and out. Characters will not be played by multiple people, and people will not play multiple characters in this new DC universe. And there will be a through line with everything. Animation, people, live action actors will voice their characters in animation. None of this grab bag stuff that Marvel's doing. They're going to bake it right into the contracts.
Nice.
Isn't that, don't you find that jarring when you watch What If and you got, I don't even know who actually does their voice, but there's a couple that actually do their voice in What If, and then just other voice actors pick up the impression of those.
Yeah, and you know where that's also quite jarring. When you play Lego Jurassic Park. Have you ever dabbled?
I can't say that I've played Lego Jurassic Park.
So Lego Jurassic Park is fantastic because they take audio directly from the movies.
Oh, there you go.
And put the lines in. It's great, except for there's like two characters. Mr. Udesky. They got some other guy to voice Mr. Udesky.
Okay.
And there's one other, but
And they play it like they say the lines from the movie.
they say the lines, and the audio is like for some of the older ones is very much not good, but they take it directly from the movie. And so I'm trying to figure out why Mr. Udesky is using a different voice, and I look up and I'm like, he died before the game was made, and I'm like, no, because it's coming from the movie.
Maybe it was like I don't know.
But yeah, no, it's jarring.
Jarring.
When you get something.
I wonder what that means, because I assume that they will do more DC Lego things.
Oh.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I doubt it. I doubt that will. But okay, so here's the caveat: they will have other movies that are separate from the DCU that will be called DC Elseworlds. Now,
that could have been.
my thinking, because the only thing that they've talked about for DC Elseworlds was Joker and the Batman.
And the Batman.
I think that they had two really successful movies that were like deserved of sequels and had sequels already greenlit that needed to be shoehorned into this whole thing, and they will have a very high bar of scrutiny for anything that will be new to that place. I think there's already a pretty high bar for those two things.
Oh, definitely.
So I think that they would have to be on that caliber to be included in this DC Elseworlds kind of thing. But we'll see. So, but yes, Joker, I don't know what the sequel is going to be called. I forget it, but it's like some French.
Oh.
Um,
I don't know.
and then The Batman Part 2. I believe they announced dates for Superman and for the Batman Part 2 coming in 2025. On the DCU side, they announced that there will continue to be a Flash movie. And dude, I think it from everything that has been said and the fact that they have not given up on Ezra Miller, this movie, I think it's going to be incredible.
No, that's what people like. People have said it's unbelievable, and that's why they can't show it. They feel like they can't show it because it's actually
a great movie. We'll see. I mean, time will tell. And apparently, it does reset pretty much everything in the DCU. So they kind of lucked out, I guess, because then after that, they'll just kind of reset everything.
He runs really fast backwards, so then he screws up all the timelines.
I don't know. We'll see. But so there's The Flash. There's Shazam, which is coming out next week.
Right, Fury of the Gods.
And man, I don't know how that's gonna be. It looks fun. We watched. I rewatched Shazam the other day.
Yeah,
fun.
It's fun. Yeah, I love Zachary Levi.
And Aquaman. Whatever they're working on right now, and then apparently there's going to be one more Aquaman. Right.
So he's their Aquaman.
Yeah, I think that people just love Jason Momoa, and
I think so.
Yeah, and I think that the people that are like behind Henry Cavill as Superman were less strong in their love. I don't know. I wonder what Hollywood thinks about Henry Cavill. I think Hollywood really likes Jason Momoa just like as a person. So
yeah,
I don't know. He's around. He'll be around.
Yeah, I wonder if James can mold him in his acting abilities. I don't know. Yeah. I love Jason. Great. Follow him on Instagram. He's a great guy. He's not hard hitting. Well, he hits hard, but he's not hard hitting.
My man.
Just like a bat.
Just like
yeah. You're crazy, Bruce Wayne. Oh man.
Oh my.
He looks the part too. I mean, that character, that Aquaman is pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
He looks really cool.
Yeah. So I mean, they're just gonna start anew. After the Flash, I guess, restarts everything, and then I think from what I saw today, it seems like Aquaman's kind of gonna be a side quest, just to finish out that. He says they said Jason feels like this is a trilogy, so I guess he's gonna play Aquaman for this sequel, and then maybe one more, and then.
Yeah, That's how that meeting went. Jason Momoa, looking like Jason Momoa, walks into James Gunn's office and like, I think this is a trilogy, and then he walked out. Or he stared down at him as he signed the paper.
Yeah. Yeah, right there. I just want you to
just sign. John Hancock.
Hey, James, just real quick for you. So chapter 1 of this new DCU is going to be called Gods and Monsters. This is chapter 1 of a 10-year plan that they're going to craft something that's good. Every movie that is within this DCU is going. Every movie, TV show, animation, all going to be towards some goal, I guess. We'll see. But let's see. So it's going to start with this new Superman Legacy. James Gunn is penning. Mm-hmm. Unsure who's going to be Superman.
Go crazy. Go.
And then, let's see. So there's going to be a new Batman that is part of this DCU. Unclear who's directing, who's writing, what the story is going to be, but it's going to be about a recent comic book run. I think it's recent. Who knows? I'm not a comic book guy. A Batman comic run that introduces a son of Batman who is going to be Robin. And then,
is that canon?
So yeah, there's just going to be a new slate of TV and movies that's looks like interesting, and I think that they're going to do things like he has done and pick like underutilized properties within the comics to support the main thing, like he did with Guardians and stuff like that.
And Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Well,
yeah,
we'll see how that goes. They can do it. If depending on how they do this, they could. I don't know how long these are going to take, especially since they just announced the plans for all of this. But given the direction of the MCU, maybe they take over.
I don't know, man. Ant-Man looks like it's gonna slap so hard, and Jonathan Majors, I have faith in him, and he's gonna be like it seems like he's gonna be more involved than Thanos was.
Yeah, because what Thanos showed up for like the last 3 of that saga? He was like in the background.
Yeah, he's in the very
post-credit scene.
Exactly.
And then that's true. Quantanium. Did you watch the holiday special? Guardians of the Galaxy holiday?
I did.
I didn't watch it. Should I watch it? Does it matter?
It's pretty inconsequential. There's one thing that comes out that is interesting.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just kind of fun. I wouldn't say that it is hugely vital to your enjoyment of the MCU.
I gotcha. Okay. When's Quantanium? Right?
March? Not sure.
Is it March? Okay. No, that makes sense. I was like, that's so far away. But that's basically next month. Yeah.
As you're hearing this, next month.
As you're hearing this, it was last weekend. It opened. Did great. Jeffrey and I loved it. Anywho. Wow. Exciting time.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Do you want to talk any more about superheroes, or do you want to talk about greener grass?
I think we should green that grass. Now, for the folks at home, brief, and I say brief, it's exhaustive, but it's brief because I didn't have much. We have a concept. We had a concept. We have more of a developed idea now, where there is 3 parties of people, individuals. Each of them envies the other one's life. And they probably work and interact in a similar setting. And there's some event that happens that they all have to work together to either get around or overcome or whatever. What have you. That's pretty much where we left. Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, man. What you got?
Okay, so this might go contradictory to what you've developed, but I kind of am thinking along the chain of distribution for a brewery. So you have a person who works at a liquor store. You have a person who owns a brewery. And then you have a commodities trader who is trading on the price of barley.
Oh. Whoa, that's a Peter Gregory type stuff. Silicon Valley ref.
I just started rewatching that. I just finished the first season.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's on Christmas break. We were like, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna watch a show from start to finish.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lovely show.
Great show. Yeah. Dude, that's awesome. I like that. That's it's all within the same realm, but it's unique.
So you kind of you kind of can have them all interact with each other a little bit. I had the like feeling, not feeling of. So I had the thoughts of some interactions. The brewery owner drops off cases at this liquor store. The commodities trader takes a bath on a deal and like goes out and is really like upset, so he has to go to he's got to go to the liquor store.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a central piece. All of them going there, or he goes to the brewery itself, and that they have like a bar there or so, whatever. But they're all kind of not fully satisfied or struggling in some way. Like there's maybe they're struggling with expenses at the brewery. Maybe they're there's a lack of funds for basic living essentials at the liquor store. Maybe it's a liquor store owner, so it's a little bit different. I don't know. What do you think about that chain of people?
I like that chain of people, and we can kind of highlight each of their woes. So like price of barley. So say this guy he buys barley high, and then it's all dropping, and he's like stuck with all these there's all this barley, and the liquor store owner doesn't particularly have to worry about that. So this guy's super stressed about this, but he's not. And then see it like each thing that worries the other doesn't worry the other two or something like that. Yeah. And then did you have an idea for what brings them all together? Other than them passing by each other in the instances you said, is there some cataclysmic event that they're all together for, or?
No, I didn't have that piece yet, but I thought of like how they could all interact with each other organically, but then forcing them all together and having them kind of share struggles of life together. I wasn't sure yet, but maybe it's just they all are at the brewery bar and talking about it, or their individual struggles, and we can have that be a pretty light piece of it. That can be like pretty much at the end, and then they all walk away going like, I'm glad I don't have that guy's problems or whatever.
Exactly. That's kind of exactly where I wanted to go with this. Is like kind of take a second to enjoy what your situation, because that thought of glad I don't have to worry about that stuff is wanted to bring. So I like that. I was thinking I didn't have a job or office or whatever setting that you just gave us, so perfect. And so I was kind of thinking of like a burn after reading kind of ridiculousness to this.
Okay.
And as we are getting introduced to each character, it says there's a time frame at the bottom that says X amount of time before death of, and then a name. And so we go to each one, and one of those three, I'm thinking in my head, I was thinking of like a accountant, a manager, and then an executive. And it was going to be, you're looking at the accountant X amount of time before the death of executive. And then, so you look at that, and then you look at the manager, and then it's executive's name X amount of time before death of executive's name again. And then it's like the next day he's found dead in the office, and then it's a bit of a whodunit type situation.
All right,
but still weaving in the grass greener situation if we can.
I'm glad I'm not dead.
Yeah. Or yeah, and they kind of, and why I was thinking of Burn After
Yeah.
Reading, just like the ridiculousness of Frances McDormand and Brad Pitt's like interaction and this like government espionage.
Yeah.
Is kind of how I'm thinking. Like the lower levels are going to be interacting with whatever it was that went down, and then they like lock down the building. Of course, it's like a bottle up, and they bottle them up in
Yeah.
the building to find out who done it.
So in your mind here,
Yeah.
how many people are we working with?
I was thinking of focusing on just the three.
Okay. And one of those three being the
Death.
death.
The dead one. But we can switch that around. And we could also make it, because I was thinking individuals or groups. So like not necessarily just one liquor store owner, one brewery manager, and then one commodities trader.
Yeah.
It could be like that they fraternize amongst, so it's the groups that discuss the interactions between the types of jobs, but it can be individuals as well.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what we can do to have a death involved.
I know. There doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be death. It could be a different event, or no event at all. We can have like a My Dinner with Andre type situation. We just all like, you know. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of how we can get them all together and have there be like motive to have one of them murder the other.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of thinking that the death is not a murder, and it's like some sort of accident that everyone like blows out of proportion. So like it's some innocent thing, like the guy or whoever it is like died of natural causes, or like something that's not as mysterious as everything builds it up to be, and then that's the final, like the end of Burn After Reading. They're like, so what does it mean? And I'm like, I don't know. It makes no sense. Because it literally made no sense. They had no business being there. But, you know.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Okay, so maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling to fit the characters that I came up with into that thing, but I like it, and I would like to use that. So maybe we go back to the drawing board on characters and people.
Did you have any inkling of how you wanted the characters to interact when they did get together and discuss, or was it just
I think it was less explosive than what we were talking about last week, and it was really just they all go to the other two go to the brewery as a blow off steam after work, and they're just like talking to the bartender who is the owner, and then they are just sharing their troubles amongst just drink, and then
well, I really like that too, because I don't. And then the death would not.
And we have a lot of episodes to go, so if we want to save an Office Whodunit for another concept, I'm very happy to revisit this on another on another idea.
Yeah, that's good. Speaking of whodunit, we Emily and I went to dinner theater last week, and they showed Clue.
Fun.
It was so fun. It was an absolute blast, and coffee was included. So I had like 8 cups in this fancy little cup. It was fantastic. It was super fun. The Colonel Mustard was hilarious.
Actual a stage adaptation.
A stage yes.
Fun.
Yes. Yeah, it was really cool. That just made me think, who done it? But yeah.
Did they use like one of the endings from the movie?
They did all of them.
Fun.
So they would like apprehend the killer,
Mm-hmm.
and then the killer would be like, "That's not how it happened," and then they would all like run in reverse,
Oh,
and
fun.
they would like reset the scene and then do it again, and then it'd be somebody else. And every time, they like the like police came in to apprehend the killer, the policeman had a different name, and it was all like, I think one of his names was Seymour Crime. All like puns. They were really funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
good.
fun.
Yeah. So we're at the bar.
So we're at the bar.
We're at the brewery.
We're at the brewery.
We're discussing.
So I'm just struggling on how we make this, what we do to make this a feature film. So we have the setup of these three people.
Yeah.
So we take a day
Yeah.
in the life of these three people, and
Uh-huh.
that's the movie. So it's a day for
Yeah.
each three of these guys, and we have them each waking up in their morning routine, and then we talk through or take them through their day, and then at the end of the day they are commiserating about their lives, their jobs, and then they walk away going, it could be worse.
Yeah. Let me hit you with
Yeah.
this. Beginning of the movie is them all walking into the bar, and them commiserating with each other is sharing their day with each other, and then we go back and watch the person's day as he's explaining it to the other.
No, I like this.
Yeah. That could
Easily.
be a great.
That's
great
3
movie.
days.
And then that's 3 days. That's a lot of things to film.
Yeah.
And then the walk away being it could be worse. I think that's fantastic. I think that's a feel good romp. I think it's a wonderful lifey in a little baby bit.
I love it.
Kind of. Yeah. Man, good stuff. Wow. Okay. Cool. So, I think we ruminate on that, and then we come back with some casting. Maybe, we have our ending. We have our head.
Yeah, I think we got most of this thing. We'll nail it down with a little bit more. We can next time we'll come back with a rundown of everybody's daily routine and things that happen that make them feel like they're jealous of somebody else's life.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Man, good stuff. Look at that. Man, I guess that means I gotta get a connection for you.
That does mean that.
That's what that does mean. Give me a second. I forgot. Okay. I would like you to connect for me Vincent D'Onofrio and Henry Winkler.
Okay. Vincent D'Onofrio and Henry Winkler. I have no idea what I'm going to use for Henry Winkler. Let's see. Henry Winkler is in Arrested Development. He's in Barry. He's in Happy Days. Well, I first need to find a single movie that Henry Winkler is in. He's in The Waterboy. Yes, yeah. Okay. That's okay. Jeez, man, I need to brush up on my oh my gosh. Okay. So now this is going to be easy.
Yeah, no. Happy Madison bunch.
Yeah.
And the Will Ferrell bunch, and they're
I can't connect the two.
They're not. That seems impossible.
This is what I keep doing. I keep doing Henry Winkler and Holes.
Uh-huh.
To Henry Winkler is in Holes with Tim Blake Nelson, who is in
good one.
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou with John Turturro, who's in Transformers with Shia LaBeouf, who's in Holes with Henry Winkler. I can do directors. Well, that feels like cheating because we haven't done directors yet. But if I were doing directors, I would do Men in Black, Vincent D'Onofrio is in Men in Black with Tommy Lee Jones, who's in No Country for Old Men, directed by the Coen brothers, who also directed Oh Brother, Where Art Thou with Tim Blake Nelson, who is in Holes with Henry Winkler. But I don't want to do directors because that's not what we do here. Come on.
He was a giant who went by the name of Andre.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Here we go.
We're there? Here we go.
All right.
Let's go.
So, Henry Winkler is in, and I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it halfway through here. Okay.
Go.
Henry Winkler is in Holes with Tim Blake Nelson, who is in The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, who is in Glass Onion with Daniel Craig, who is in Skyfall? Spectre?
Yeah, sure.
What? He's in a Bond movie with Javier Bardem, who is in No Country for Old Men with Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones is in Men in Black with Vincent D'Onofrio. We got there.
Nice.
Okay.
We got there.
Can you quiz me on what the character name that you had? And you didn't even have the character name?
I didn't have the character name. I just know it's the mom from Holes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no way. No way would I have gotten...
No, her name is... You should just look her up. I'm not positive how to pronounce her first name.
Okay.
Siobin.
Siobhan?
If that's Siobhan, that's probably what it is. That's disgusting. I'm sorry.
The Irish.
That is... I have never seen that name written in my life. Anyway, and then do you want to use that to get to Vincent D'Onofrio, or do you want me to...
Yeah, tell me, because I do not know.
Okay, so the mom in Holes.
Yeah.
So Henry Winkler Holes, the mom in Holes, is Vincent D'Onofrio's wife in Men in Black.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he asked me for some water. Or some
sugar. My gosh.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
And then
if we want to go to that hurts me so much.
Sorry. It wasn't fair for me to give that to you.
Shut up. So and then you said you had a second one?
Yeah, second one is Vincent D'Onofrio is in Jurassic World with Chris Pratt.
Yep.
Chris Pratt is in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom without Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yep.
And with James Cromwell.
Okay.
James Cromwell is in The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler's in The Waterboy with
nice.
Winkler.
Yeah, I forgot he was in that. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. What an episode.
That was a great episode.
I think we did a full maybe 15 minutes on that.
On this just now?
Yeah.
Yeah. True, kids. You don't know the magic of editing. These quite frequently go way longer than we make it seem. So we make ourselves look better.
But
although Jeffries is pretty quick.
I will say.
Yeah.
That we have to present them to each other with answers already figured out. So one of us
Correct.
is quicker than the other, and we are trying to stump each other.
Yes, that is precisely the object of the game. Yeah. Yes. And I feel like that's only maybe the second time I've made you sweat.
But I think it is 2 times in a row that you've made me sweat.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's catching on. Sweet. Wow. Man, we got so many fun connections. We got greener grasses, greener barley. Is it green? No, it's not. We got DC movies. We got superheroes. Well, sorry, we got DC everything. We got video games. We got animation. We got TV shows. We got movies. We got DC anything you want. We got Chippendales. We got Tar. Man, that was very exciting. 40 to 50 to 60 minutes. I'll tell you that much. And for all of it and more, I was Ryan.
And I was Jeff.
And we're gonna try and catch you next time on Not Coming Soon. And if you did notice that maybe perhaps the sound quality is a little bit higher, that is because Jeffrey and I both have now the same microphone. And it's an actual microphone. Mine before was a microphone, but was not really working. So now we are going to come to you with, you guessed it, production value. Every
incremental changes that will ultimately lead us
baby steps to giant leaps.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's exactly what it's talking
about. And that's what we're talking about every week here at Not Coming Soon.
Every week. Every week. Even the weeks we don't release anything, we're still talking about it.
Yep.
And we hope to catch you next time. Next time, whenever that may be. And we love you.
See you next time.
Baby steps to giant leaps. Oh, man. He's like actually crying. His face is red. Oh, man. You get acting and whatever else it is that we do here. Yeah,